It is cold today. So I'm back out at Marsh. This is, again, my favorite ledge. I always say that whenever I come out here, but whenever I want to test out a skate and see how it performs for Grinderblading, I always come to Marsh because this ledge is just perfect for me, perfect for the way that I skate. You know, I grew up skating ledges, not rails, not mini ramp, nothing like that. Just straight ledges, and this ledge is perfect. So I'm still on the Adapt Stealth. I swapped out the frames with some 50/50 balance frames, and I'm skating them Antirocker. I had a really great session last week with the Symmetrics frames riding flat 60s. The only thing I didn't like was that it felt a little bit rockered, which means that when I'm skating, I have a little bit too much control. I like a flat setup, but I don't like a rockered setup. So looking at it and seeing that the middle wheels touch the ground first, I'm sure that it's going to break in. I'm sure that it'll feel better after I skate them a little bit. I'm sure I could swap around the wheels and make a nice flat setup, but I really prefer Antirocker when I'm doing grinding. I think this is a great setup for this ledge and for me to get a good feeling for what these skates are good at. I'm also really curious if I can get the Royale tricks today. One of the big concerns that I had coming away from my first session was that this cuff is super stiff. So there's carbon all around the bottom, this like carbon shell, and then there's like this Nubeck leather that's like a skin. The difference is that the cuff is included in this shell. So with the Seba CJ or probably with the USD carbons, the carbon stops around here and then the cuff bolts onto the carbon. With the Adapt Stealth, the carbon goes all the way up to the top of the cuff. So this is all the single piece carbon. And what that means is when you're getting down, boot down on a Royale trick, you don't have any wiggle. Like the amount of room that I can push this cuff is extremely small. And that just means that when you're doing Royale tricks, if you want to get boot down, you got to get really low. And I don't have the skills to get super boot down with the Symmetrics frames. I think they're a little taller than I'm used to. I do think that I'm going to be able to get boot down with these. These are balance frames and they're a little bit shorter. The groove is a little bit deeper. And I have a feeling that this angle, when I do a Royale trick, this angle is going to be a lot more forgiving than if I had a taller frame like the Symmetrics. But that's the theory. Only one way to find out. These things feel crazy when you're doing airs. The responsiveness is just so solid. It feels very similar to skating Aeons, where it feels like the frame is just an extension of the boot. So there's no wiggle. And I feel like with plastic shells, you get a little bit of flex, a little bit of squish when you land. There's nothing like that with this. It feels extremely solid, like the frame is part of the boot, which is that feeling that you get with Aeons. I am getting some pain in my toes, like shock pain, when I land on my toes. Nothing on my heel, a little bit maybe on my right heel, a little bit. But most of all, when I land, I'm feeling a little bit of shock pain on my toes, front, like big toe. I think that's to do with there's no liner. These skates are just a insole, and the insole has nothing under it aside from the carbon. So maybe a beefier insole could help. I do have a little bit of room in there for my toes to wiggle, which I actually think is nice. But a little bit of padding under that toe would probably feel a little better. Maybe just a different insole is all that I need. All right, off to do some grinds. All right, soles feel amazing. Just effortless. You know, locking on, I feel like, especially with a forward sole, I can get on and I can just roll over, just kind of sit there. I mean, if this ledge was longer, I would go completely, well, I would go longer if the ledge was longer. But a little weird coming alley-oop. I had a hard time adjusting how high I should jump. Same problem with my true miss, but I don't do those very often. So I should probably just practice more. But once I locked, I felt solid. I felt like they were on, you know, no issues. And yeah, the sole plates slide just fine. All right, Royales, here we go. All right, Royales are going to take a little bit to get used to. The angle is fine. It's me just getting used to the skates. I don't have any issues locking on. I have issues balancing it right. You can see my front Royale. I ended up on top of the ledge a lot. This ledge is curved a little bit, so if I don't hit it at the right angle and lean off it, I'll end up on top. You gotta lean off it on this ledge. I did pop out the front side a few times. That's just me not committing, not knowing that this sole plate is going to be there to catch me. I never slipped out. I felt like I was always locked on solid. The groove is perfect. The slide is perfect. These sole plates are great. Back Royale is all about angles for me. Trying to figure out how low I need to go. That first time I slipped out. And then I stood up a lot more and I got that back Royale. I just need to figure out the angles and, you know, skating these skates more often. This is my second session, first ledge session, so definitely need to skate them more often to get the hang of it. Back farv, no problem. I mean, these skates were built for back farvs with Antirocker and nice low frame and nice fast sole plate. I'm going to tie some topsides, I think, on the low ledge. I don't know that I feel confident enough to do it on the high ledge yet, but I'm going to try and see if I can at least get a top acid and a kind grind off on this low ledge. I think I can. I am shocked that I was able to land that. Granted, I did go to my toe at the end. It wasn't the most stable. It's just going to take some practice, but with as stiff as these skates are, me being able to do a top acid, that says a lot. I was talking with my friends on the Slack. We have a Back to Blading Slack that we talk about blading stuff during work. And I'll put a link in the description if you wanted to join and chat with us. And I was talking about how these skates being stiff are probably a blessing, where it's going to be more difficult for me to land topside tricks than it would be with a squishy skate, like a Majestic 12 or like a Shadow or something like that, where I can really move my foot as much as I want. But I feel like if I can get topsides down with these skates, I'm probably learning topsides the right way. I'm learning bending my knees. I'm learning don't push down with your ankle as much. Get low and bend your knee and point your toes. That's good for me. Like, I need that because I'm skating by myself. I don't have anybody teaching me how to do things or helping me at all. I need that support. Like, if I can learn top acids and kind grinds on these skates, I feel like I could do them on any skate. All right, gonna try kind grind. It's been a long time since I've done a kind grind, and I'm feeling it though. I think I got this, so wish me luck. All right, I'm going to count it. Slow, very bad style, but baby steps, getting back into it, getting the feeling of what it's like to do topside tricks. It's been a long time and I've never done them with this setup. So I think the mix of the wider sole plate, the low profile frame, gives me a really good chance of locking that topside versus something where you would have a taller frame like a Wish frame and a skinnier sole plate like a 908. It's harder for me to do topside tricks on that setup simply because your foot has to get lower in order for that sole plate to not slip through. With this, I feel like I have the right ratio, the right numbers to get the trick without slipping out. I'm sure that better skaters can do it. I am not a great skater at topside tricks. And it shows, but I'm locking them, so I'm pretty happy. I'm going to do a few more grinds on the big ledge and call it a day. I'm feeling pretty good about these skates. They feel really great, and again, they're just comfy. I don't feel like I need to stop skating. I need to stop skating because I got to go, but I don't feel like I need to stop skating because my feet hurt. They feel like, they're in a shoe, which is an amazing feeling. All right, I'm feeling good today. I feel like this was a great session. Landed every trick that I wanted to. Feet don't hurt. They actually feel rather nice. Yeah, I know they're expensive, but they're definitely worth trying. I think if you can save up some money for a while, maybe get some used, maybe on Blade Trade, they're definitely an amazing skate. I think they check off all the boxes. I think they're super comfortable, slide great, perform great. Even that stiff cuff Takes a little getting used to. Maybe, you know, adjust the frames to whatever your angle is like, taller, shorter, whatever. But absolutely no concerns. They're amazing. Thank you all for watching. See you next week.